My dear child, listen closely, for I am speaking to your heart now. I have never been far from you, not once, not for a moment. Even when you felt utterly alone, even when the sorrow in your heart seemed too heavy to carry, I was right there beside you. I was holding you together in the silence, in the aching stillness of your darkest nights. I saw the tears you tried to hide, the ones that slid down your cheeks in the quiet places where no one else could see. I heard the desperate thoughts that passed through your mind, the cries of weariness you dared not speak aloud. And even then I did not leave you. I have always been present. I am the beginning and the end, the one who knows your story from its first breath to its final chapter, and I hold it all in my hands. You've been walking through a long and painful season. I know how exhausted your soul feels. I know the heaviness that is pressed down on your heart like a weight that won't lift. You've been tested again and again, and for many of you, it has felt like the night would never end. I've heard your whispered questions, your tired sighs asking, "How much longer, Lord? How long must I wait? How long must I carry this?" You've wondered if your prayers have fallen into silence, if I have turned away, if perhaps I have forgotten you altogether. But hear me now, my child, I have not forgotten. I have never stopped listening. I have never turned my face from you. And today I tell you this with all the love in my heart: this painful season is coming to an end. The storm that has battered your soul is quieting. The winds that howled around you, the downpour that drenched your spirit, the cold that crept into the corners of your hope, all of it is being calmed by my hand. I speak peace over you now. Be still, child. I am the one who commands the storms, and I am calming the seas of your life, even as you read these words. Every trial you have faced, every moment of hardship, was not without meaning. While you were struggling to see any light ahead, I was working behind the scenes. You didn't always understand what I was doing, but I never stopped moving on your behalf. I have been guiding you through this, preparing you, shaping you for what comes next. Not a single tear has gone unseen. Not one prayer has vanished into the air. Everything you have lifted up to me, I have received it, and I have treasured it. When it felt like I was silent, I was still working. I was rearranging the circumstances around you, opening unseen doors, and aligning everything in the right time and place to fulfill the plans I have for you. The silence was never abandonment. It was the quiet of a master craftsman at work, carefully piecing together a greater purpose than you could yet understand. You've had days when hope felt like a distant dream. Days when you questioned whether you could go on, when your strength faltered and all you had left was the smallest flicker of faith. And yet you held on. You clung to me, even with trembling hands. You didn't give up. And I was your strength when yours was gone. I held you up when you could no longer stand on your own. I carried you through the valley, step by step, even when you couldn't feel it. And now, beloved, I want you to know you are nearing your breakthrough. Do not give in to despair now, not when you are so close. You are nearer to your victory than you've ever been. The enemy has tried to steal your hope, to convince you that nothing will ever change, that your voice was never heard. But the enemy lies. I am the God who hears. I am the God who answers. I am the one who keeps every promise I make. What I have spoken over your life will come to pass, not because of your efforts, but because I am faithful. I do not forget my word. I do not delay without reason. What may have felt like slowness to you was me waiting for the perfect moment, the appointed time. And that time is drawing near. The answers you have been waiting for are coming. The healing you pleaded for, I am bringing it to you. The restoration you have longed for, I am in the process of rebuilding everything that was broken. The provision you have cried out for, I am opening the floodgates of heaven to pour out blessings more abundant than you imagined. I am your provider, your sustainer, your constant source. You will not be left lacking. Look up, child. Open your heart again. Redemption is at your doorstep. I know the wait has been long. I know how much you've longed for relief. I know some of you have prayed for years and seen no sign of change. But let me assure you, none of that time was wasted. I have used every moment to work within you, to refine the person you are becoming. You've been in a season of preparation. I have been strengthening your spirit, deepening your character, and anchoring your faith so that when the blessings come, you will be ready to hold them. Had I given you what you asked for too early, it might have slipped through your hands. But now you are becoming the person who can receive it, carry it, and honor it. You see, my concern has always been your heart. I care about your peace, yes, but more than that, I care about your eternal purpose. I have always looked at the bigger picture, and in my love I chose to let the refining fire shape you because I knew the glory that would follow. I have not been cruel, I have been careful. I have not withheld out of indifference, but out of wisdom and perfect love. You are my child, and I will never give you less than what is best for you. And now the waiting is ending. The time is near when you will look back and see how every trial led you here. You have not been forgotten. Don't let the darkness fool you into believing you were overlooked. How could I ever forget you? I crafted your soul with my own hands. Before you were ever born, I knew you. I called you by name. I set you apart for something greater than you yet understand. Your life has meaning, even in the moments that felt hollow. Your pain has a place in the story I am writing, and it will not be wasted. Every part of your journey has been allowed with purpose. Even now it is leading you into the fulfillment of all that I have promised. So take heart. Breathe again. Rest in me. Because what I have started in you I will complete. What you have waited for is on its way. And what I have spoken over you will unfold not by your striving, but by my grace. Let peace settle into your spirit. Let hope rise again, for I am near, and I am moving. And I love you more than words can hold. You are standing at the edge of something new, something sacred that I've been preparing behind the scenes. The time has come for a shift in your life, and what I am about to do will leave you astounded. You've been waiting, hoping, asking for my help, and now I am stepping in. The answers are coming in ways that go far beyond what you've imagined. You've held on in faith, sometimes just barely. But you held on, and now you will see that your trust was never in vain. What I have in store will not only meet your needs, it will surpass them, for my power working within you is beyond measure. I'm not limited by what you see or understand. I work in the unseen, and I've been moving on your behalf all along. Right now, the night is giving way to the morning. Though it may still feel dark, though you may still be clinging to the last threads of hope, the light is beginning to break through. You're closer than you think. I know you've had moments when you wanted to let go, when the silence was deafening and the waiting wore you thin, but don't let go now. You've come too far to turn back. Just a little longer, and you'll see what I've been preparing. You've prayed for change, and now that change is arriving in ways you didn't anticipate, in forms you couldn't have predicted. Some of you have cried out for healing in your body, aching for relief and wondering if restoration would ever come. Know this: I am the one who made you. Every part of your being was formed by my hands. There is no condition, no illness, no diagnosis that lies beyond my reach. I am the great healer. I know you down to every cell and breath, and I speak healing over you now, not because of your strength, but because of my mercy and power. Let my healing surround you. Let it touch the places where nothing else could. You are not beyond help. You are not forgotten. I am restoring what was broken. Others have been crying out for healing of a different kind, healing for the wounds in your heart, the relationships that have fallen apart, the weight of emotional pain you've carried for too long. I see all of it. I see the heartbreak, the longing for reconciliation, the moments when you whispered into the emptiness hoping someone would understand. I do. I've heard every word, seen every tear, and I tell you this: I am the God who brings hearts back together. I mend what others believe is beyond repair. I breathe life into what looks hopeless. I'm restoring peace where strife has ruled, and I'm planting love where bitterness once took root. The places that were dry and lifeless will blossom again. You will see healing, not only in your body but in your spirit and in your relationships. I know that many of you have also been burdened financially, carrying the weight of uncertainty, wondering how you'll make it through another day and another month. I see the sleepless nights, the anxious thoughts, the feeling of being trapped. But listen closely. I am your provider. I am Jehovah Jireh, and I lack nothing. What you need, I have in abundance. You are not forgotten in your struggle. You have not been overlooked. I am lifting that burden now. Trust me to open doors you haven't even knocked on. Trust me to send help in ways you didn't expect. My resources are limitless, and I will pour out what you need at just the right time. What you thought was the end is simply the beginning of something new. I will not let you go without. Some of you have asked me not for healing or provision, but for direction. You've been surrounded by confusion, unsure of which way to turn, seeking clarity in the fog of uncertainty. And I tell you, I am your shepherd. I don't leave my children to wander aimlessly. I walk before you, and I make the rough places smooth. I guide you with care. I whisper to your heart when everything else is shouting, and I bring peace in the middle of the unknown. You don't have to be afraid of the future. You don't need to have all the answers. I hold your path in my hands. I know where I'm leading you, and I promise it is good. You are not lost. You are being led. Hear this, child, your season of waiting is drawing to a close. What once seemed distant is now approaching swiftly. The silence you've endured is breaking, and you will begin to see the fruit of every prayer you lifted, every step of obedience you took even when you couldn't see the outcome. Do not stop now. Do not grow weary in doing what is good and right, because the harvest is coming. It's not just something far off, it's here. The time is now. You've sown in tears, and now you will reap in joy. What you've carried in sorrow, you'll celebrate in laughter. I know how painful it's been. I know how many times you've asked, why? I haven't been distant. I've been working in the middle of your pain. Even in the moments when you felt abandoned, I was holding you. Even when you thought nothing was changing, I was shifting things in your favor. What the enemy tried to use against you, I'm turning for your good. The very things that once brought you low will be the stepping stones into your destiny. I'm doing something new in you, something beyond what you've seen before. Can you feel it? Can you sense the shift? The air around you is changing. My presence is near. My glory is about to be revealed in your life in ways that will leave you overwhelmed, not with fear, but with awe and joy. Your prayers didn't vanish into silence. I caught every word. I stored every tear. And now I am responding. Heaven is releasing what you've been waiting for. The answers are on their way, and they are coming quickly. But when they come, remember this, remember me. Don't let your blessing distract you from the one who gave it. Don't forget who carried you through the fire and the flood. Give me the glory, because it was never your strength that brought you through, it was my faithfulness. And let your life be a light to those who are still waiting, still wondering if they'll ever see the fulfillment of their prayers. Your testimony will be a beacon to others. Your story will carry hope. The pain you've endured will not only bring you closer to your purpose, but it will lead others there too. You are stepping into a season of favor, a season where my hand will be evident in your life. Joy is replacing sorrow. Hope is returning. What felt like endless winter is beginning to thaw. The sun is rising. Lift your eyes, beloved. Redemption is close. Restoration is already unfolding. Rejoice not because you figured it all out, but because I have. And I've always been here. Through the sleepless nights, the heartbreak, the fear, the longing, I was there. I've never walked away from you, not once. Even in the fire, I stood beside you. Even in the flood, I held you above the waters. Even in the silence, I was still speaking, still moving. So now breathe. Rest. Trust. You're stepping out of a long night and into the beginning of something beautiful. The season of pain is giving way to joy. The waiting has not been wasted. Every moment, every tear, every prayer has led you here. And what I promised I will fulfill. I am faithful, and I will not fail you.